Okay, hello guys, welcome to our channel. Today we are going to learn how to make homemade sanitizer, and we're going to start by washing our hands. Let me wash my hands. So after washing our hands, we are going to start with all the things we need, mix them up in their right proportions. So what we need first is our rubbing alcohol, and this is how it looks. For clear observations, it looks like this, and this time around we are using 1 cup. So I'll pour it into our mixing dish. This is going to act as our mixing dish for all the things we need. So let me pour it. And for this time around, for this rubbing alcohol, you should use something that's higher than at least 60%. Because if you use something that's lower than 60%, it won't work out well. It won't kill most of the germs. We need something that will kill most of the germs when we apply our sanitizer. So this rubbing alcohol I had here was 99.5%. Maybe you can get something higher than 60 for your case. So that's done. So we shall go to the next part. That's the hydrogen peroxide. And this time around for the hydrogen peroxide, as we all know that it's not a good substance on our body, and when you apply it on your body, madam or mister, it's going to irritate you. So you have to put on the gloves. So you wear your gloves before you pour it. So I'm wearing the gloves. I have to first wear these gloves so that even if I pour it, it doesn't irritate my skin. So okay, it's here. Get it. Okay, this one here. It looks like this. It's also colorless. So most of these things are colorless. Make sure you don't take them. Though they are colorless, they are not water, and they are very corrosive and dangerous to our bodies. So you shouldn't take them. They are not water. So this is our rubbing alcohol, and it's higher than 60%. So I'll add it, and I said it's going to work as our killing agents of the germs when you apply it. So I'll add it. And it will also help to kill the bacteria that might get into our mixing dish during the sanitizer making process. So it will help us to kill that bacteria, so that we make something that's going to be effective and won't harm us in any way or the other. So that was for the rubbing alcohol. Then after that, I think I can take off my gloves. The dangerous part is over now. Don't get scared. Okay, after that, we are going to add our aloe vera. I know most of us know aloe vera. We come in encounter with it, what. By this time around, I'm using the gel, and this is how it looks like. So I'm going to add our gel to the mixing petri dish, or anything you can call it, but me, I'm calling it my mixing dish. So I'm going to add this aloe vera gel. Don't think that it would be green the way we see the ones that grow in our compounds at home. No, this one is different for this time round. So I'm adding the aloe vera gel to the mixing dish. So that's it. Yeah. After that, I'm adding the glycerin. This is our glycerin. Some of us come in encounter with this glycerin home there. We use it for smearing the body, what. A lot of things. It has many purposes, but this time around, we're going to use it in our sanitizer making process. So I'm going to add, no, before I add it, I'd forgotten something small. After adding our aloe vera and the first 3 of the things we're supposed to add. And another thing is for the hydrogen peroxide, its chemical equation or formula is H2O2, which H stands for hydrogen and O2 stands for a peroxide, because peroxides are O2. So when we balance it, it becomes H2, the valence of the peroxide, because peroxide is valency 2. So its valency comes to the hydrogen and it becomes H2O2. That's the chemical equation or the chemical formula, the way you can call it. So after adding all that, I'm going to mix. First mix. So I'm doing the mixing, but you should be careful. Remember, we have things like substances like the hydrogen peroxide, which I told you that it irritates the skin when it comes in an encounter with your skin. So you should be careful with the things you do. So you should mix it carefully, not splashing and doing some funny things. So let me mix. As you can see some insoluble things in it, and that was part of the glycerin, because most of the first things were just colorless substances. But as I said, you should take caution of that. please and please, when you're making this sanitizer from home, it's homemade, but again, you should take care of your lives. When you're putting the hydrogen peroxide, be careful, no, it irritates your skin. Put on the gloves, and when you're mixing, please don't splash it. Just make sure you mix something that's going to be appropriate and won't harm you or hurt you in any way or the other. So I'm now soon summarizing with my mixing. As you know, many pandemics break out, and last time we had the COVID one, so many people the stocks were done of sanitizer. People had to look for sanitizer here and there, buying them expensively, but you can make your own at home. So this is the way I'm making mine at home. I'm making it homemade, then after here I'll start using it. I won't have to waste a lot of money. So after this mixing here, after adding my glycerin, I'm coming to the final, or I'm concluding with my sanitizer making process. As we know, we placed all this, and we know the functions. Some of them are mentioned, some of them are not mentioned. But again, all in all, we are going to add our lavender. And the use of the lavender in this sanitizer making process is something very easy. Lavender is, all of us know the use of perfumes, no? So we encounter with perfumes, what lavender, others love strawberry, what, but me, I prefer lavender. So I'm going to add lavender because I just love it. There is no any special reason behind that why I love lavender, but I just love it. So I'm going to add my lavender to my liquid, sorry, not liquid soap, it's the sanitizer. So I'm going to use a dropper, and I know we may come into an encounter with this. This is what they call a dropper. How to use it: you put it inside what you're going to suck out, you press it, then you let go, then you bring out. Then after that, I said we're going to use something like 8 to 10 drops, according to your preference. If you love it, that strong scent, but there are these people who have some health issues, so you can't put something that's so strong. So maybe you can say, let me just put something very little. So it's optional, by the way. If you can't afford it, you don't put it, because it's homemade. It doesn't have to be something that's going to make you struggle looking for the money. It has to be something easy. So let me add my lavender. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now my lavender person. So I love lavender. Now after adding all that, that's the whole list we have for the sanitizer making process. It's just as easy as that. So come back to your petri dish, or you can call it my mixing dish or bowl, the way you can call it, the way you want it. It's just something simple. Again, I come back and mix something. It's done. We are done with the liquid soap making process. And by the way, there is something I need to add on, that after making all mixing what and what, remember when I told you that hydrogen peroxide was dangerous, that was when it was not yet mixed into our into our ingredients we had mixed, into our ingredients we had used for making this sanitizer. So after adding all these things, it won't be corrosive again, because you're going to put these things on your hands. You know, and another thing, when you're putting sanitizer on your hands, make sure when it's still wet, don't touch your eyes and don't touch your face. Make sure you don't do that. Unless it's dry, please take out of this. Never touch your face or your eyes when the sanitizer is still wet. It's not good for your health. But after it drying, you can touch everywhere you want. But okay, there are some sensitive parts, you know. So I'm now getting done, because I'm doing the final touches of my sanitizer. And after doing these final touches, the final touch is just mixing, because as you can see, everything is now soluble in it. You see, our sanitizer is done. Everything is just soluble now. It's done. We are done with the sanitizer making process. It's homemade. You can do it at home with simple things. So after adding all the things, now I'm done with my mixing. We are going to the last part. And that's the packing part. After, let me see. You can see everything is now dissolved. We no longer have some insoluble things in it. So after this, okay, that was all. Remember, we placed our rubbing alcohol. I said it must be something higher than 60%. That's starting from 70s, 80s, and 90s. But I prefer more we use 99 because it will kill almost most of the germs when you apply it to our hands. We also use the hydrogen peroxide, which I said was at first it was going to irritate your skin. But after mixing it here, it is not going to irritate your skin. Please don't get scared that it will irritate your skin. After that, we also added the aloe vera. We also added the glycerin, and we also added the lavender. I say lavender is optional. You can use it if you want. If you don't want, you can choose any other perfume you wish. So that's all for the sanitizer making process. Now we are going to the last part. That's the season finale. That is packing. So going to do the packing. We first wash, these things, we have been using them for different things, so we don't know whether it's safe or not. So I'll first wash it with water. Plain water is not always good when you're cleaning things, so you should always remember to use soap. This is liquid soap. So I add my soap. I'm cleaning the container. I want to do the packing. So after cleaning my container, I'm going to pour in my sanitizer. So I pour the sanitizer. So I'm putting it in my packing container. So as you can see, and another thing I'd forgotten to tell you is you should label your containers because we use different things. So you should label the date, the manufacturing date. You also label the, okay, I think it's important to know what's the content in your bottles at home because you don't know the things. Because some of these things look colorless, but they are not water. They are not water. So you should be careful of the things, knowing that at times, pause. Nice step. Okay, so this is how it's looking. I love transparent things, but for this time round, after this, I'm going to label mine, and I will know that this inside here is a sanitizer. Because it's colorless, I might mistake it with something, and for some of us out there, okay, I won't say that, but okay, let me just tie it. Make sure it's tight. Learn to tighten your things. Don't leave it hanging. So this is, I've finished tying. This is how it's looking. So I'll draw a sample. I will apply the sanitizer to my hands. You put just a smaller amount. It's not for wasting, so that you can use it, pushes you through a long time. When something like breaks out, like maybe red eyes nowadays, you can apply it. Some of us get a problem in washing hands. Some of us don't want to wash hands. Like, you can move with this as you go to the toilet, as you come back, and stop touching surfaces. Okay, if you can't avoid touching surfaces, but you have, whenever you touch a surface, before you touch your face, your eyes, or anything, please ensure you use your sanitizer. It's as simple as this. You can put it, it's very portable. You get a container that's portable. You can carry it anywhere. Maybe you can put it in your pockets, put it in your school bag, anywhere. You can go with it anywhere. Please move with your sanitizers. Don't leave them at home because you don't know which diseases are out there on the surfaces we touch, and the money we touch, the people we meet, things we engage in day-to-day life. You don't know the things that people have touched before they met there. So you should make sure you always have your hand sanitizer in your pockets, in your bags. Get a portable size packing container. Now, like me, I've finished applying. So my hands are, you see? Okay, you can't see the germs with your hands, and you can't say that my hands are germ-free or what. That's why I'm encouraging you to make sure that you carry this sanitizer and make sure don't touch everything. So after this, my hands are still wet for now. So I won't touch my face and I won't touch my eyes. So continue using these sanitizers, and you can make it at home. Engage in this. This is something very simple, few steps, but it can save you from a lot. You can say it's expensive, but it's something expensive that can't buy your life, and life can't be brought back. So you should carry this sanitizer and carry it everywhere you go. Use it all the time. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow us. Bye.